Ten of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, some sort of movement, a patient, steady movement forward here. Someone's steadily moving forward towards you at this time. Or they're going to present you a steady offer, a rock solid offer. Page of Swords, someone is curious about you. They've been watching you. Someone has been looking at you. Because you caught their eye. Because you caught their eye. And they've been looking for someone like you. And they've been kind of spying. Page of King of Wands. He's heavily invested in you, as you can see. His vision is purely on you. He also has plans. It's not just, you know, kind of dreamy feelings here, or just like kind of almost like a unrealistic romantic vision. This is more than that. It is, you know, culminating into something that is, you might not be expecting this to happen, but someone is doing a lot of thinking and strategizing behind the scenes, looking at you and how you can fit into their Ten of Pentacles, how you could both be very happy and fulfilled in this connection, which that's why they're kind of very curious about you. You caught their attention. You have them watching you heavily. It could be on social media, it could be in real life. They stare at you more than other people maybe. But there's a reason for that, and because there's something here that they've been working towards. They want you in their routine, right? Making investments into time. You know, if you want someone as part of your routine, that means that you're investing time. You know, you're investing your life basically, but you're investing a lot of your time. And what is your time? Your life. You know, that's the only thing that is finite. Who we spend our time with, who we invest our time with, whether it's work-related, personal, whatever, it still is an investment in your life. So who you choose to invest in, who you choose to spend your time with, who you choose to marry, who you choose to settle down with, have a family with, dictates a lot of your future endeavors. So this person is highly attracted to you, obviously, right? You have their attention. It's because they've been watching you and seeing that, like, you're kind of filling every cup that they want here, right? They've been working really hard, and they're kind of stuck in a routine, which is necessary in order to grow. Sometimes we just have to love the routine. We have to love the monotony sometimes, because that's how you grow. That's how you remain consistent in achieving whatever you're trying to achieve, right? But they know that it's not just all work. They want some fun, you know, Nine of Cups. They want joy, fulfillment, happiness. And usually when you achieve happiness and joy, it's with other people, with connections, with relationships. You know, we can be hurt in relationship and we can heal in relationship. So again, going back to who you invest your time in, whether it's your coworkers, your significant other, your spouse, your kids, whoever you choose to talk to and spend time with affects you. And they know that they need to make a good choice, right? But they're looking at you in a way where you are hitting all these, you're filling up all their cups, right? All 9 of them. And they want to get to here. The Ten of Pentacles is all about having a solid foundation with somebody and creating a family, right? It's a culmination of people. It's inheritance. It's legacy. It's, you know, generations of wealth, love, trust, all that good stuff, right? It's the house and the grandparents and the dogs and the kids and everything involved. That's what the Ten of Pentacles is really kind of like. So they want to have that sort of outlook, or they do have that sort of outlook right now, and they're trying to fulfill that empty role. That's why they're staring at you at this time. Hangman. They're feeling trapped and confined at this time. They might not know how to get to where they want to go with you, right? That's why they're kind of like off to the side watching you, because they don't know how to make the move to go forward. They're kind of like stunned and planning and strategizing, but not making like any fast moves at this time. It doesn't mean that they don't want to, or we have the Knight of Cups popping out. So there's going to be some sort of expression of how they feel. They know that they have to express it, because I don't think you particularly know. Maybe you do. We also have the Chariot. So we have the Chariot and the Knight of Cups. So I feel like this person is deciding to come forward and be able to present themselves, present their feelings about the situation. But there is some conflict here. We have conflict in the Hangman. So there might be people around that are going to fight, argue with this person. There might be a lot of competition, or at least imaginary competition. You know, sometimes when a lot of people compete over the same person, it's like almost all in their heads, because how do you even know that you're a contestant in this person's life? But there might be a lot of stress and a little bit of chaos, opposition around this connection. This person might be, you know, there's a lot of people vying for this person's Ten of Pentacles, right? King of Pentacles is very stable. So we have the King of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles. This person wants stability. There's a very stable person that wants to finish growing their pentacles, basically. And in order to do that, it's not just about themselves. When you start to become successful in, say, monetary ways, you can rejoice and have fun in, you know, your winnings and, you know, having that freedom of money. But then the luster of having money only kind of falls away. And then you start to realize where you're lacking in other parts of your life. And we always have to give and take. So in order to get a lot of money, usually you have to work very hard, and you have to sacrifice things like your personal life, you know, maybe a marriage, or having a relationship in general, having friends, having extracurricular activities, or whatever it is. Some people go, you know, get their life so imbalanced where they're so obsessed with making money that they forget about everything else in life, right? So then there's a lot of like people that become really successful and get the money, and then they think that they're going to be happy, and then they realize that they're lacking. They don't have a relationship that they can be happy with someone with. So this person is realizing that, yes, you know, they're doing a good job, you know, growing themselves and growing the pentacles. They're making investments wisely, but they also know that in order to really feel fulfilled in life, you need someone to share it with that you want to share it with. So I think that's why they're like willing to come forward, because this person is very mature and grounded, like the King of Pentacles it says here. There's a lot of stability here. There's a lot of stability here. So that's why they're curious, because they don't usually find people that kind of spark their interest, you know, with the curiosity card here. I see them making some sort of gesture, like a verbal gesture, or maybe like a little cute flirt, or, you know, of some sort, but it's not going to be, it's going to be slow and steady, right? It's going to progress a little bit slower than what you would think, but don't mistake that for how they feel inside about you, because that is a totally different story. they're just wise in their investments, you know, and they're not going to be erratic. You know, some people double down on their first investment. Some people kind of gauge the market before they kind of go. It says ghost, disappearing, cold and distance, no contact. So there definitely isn't you know, I don't think that you know what this person is kind of planning or feeling, or they just haven't told you yet. Right? They're kind of just in the background. They're making their plans first before they become known. Air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You or them could be an air sign, or it could just be a lot of mental activity happening at this time, you know. Terms, working out, negotiating with you, and begging. Strange. I don't think I've ever seen that card. And obsession, can't let go. So I think this person wants to kind of like come to terms with their obsession with you. They've been watching you for a while with this card, the Page of Swords. They've been watching for a while, and they kind of have gotten the information that they needed to in order to know that whatever they're going to say to you or bring forward to you with the Chariot card here, they want to kind of work it out with you. They want to tell you. They want to explain things to you. They want to just talk about the good, bad, and the ugly, about what could happen if you two publicly express your love together, and there's other people that will start to notice that you two are together or becoming a thing. There will be some sort of backlash, but that usually subsides after a while once the general public realizes that you know, two people are actually committing to each other. Then most of the haters and most of the people whining or fighting or trying to get in the way maliciously will usually fall to the sidelines eventually. You're going to get a few narcissists in there that will just fight to their last breath because they love it. But if you just stay focused on where you're going with the Ten of Pentacles, the Nine of Cups here, I think you guys are going to be so happy. It's not really going to matter. It's not going to be that effective anyway. That's what I see. Baggage. Emotional baggage can weigh down relationships. Unpack it. Okay, so there might be baggage on either of your sides here that might try to get in the way of this new relationship too. That's what usually happens as well. Exes come out of the woodwork, right? It's like cockroaches coming out of everywhere, and you're just like, what the fuck, you know? I think that if you can actually handle whatever baggage there is lurking around, I don't think there's going to be a lot of conflict involved, but you just have to be wary that people are going to try and mess this up for you too. Synergy with your heart and your dreams. They're going to blossom through fulfilling symbiotic partnerships. So when you're in the right partnership, I don't think that people are going to be able to stop you guys from flying higher together. That's what I'm seeing with this card and synergy. It's like when you meet certain people that you just click with right away, and it's like this unknowing knowing of each other. Like you just can feel their vibe and you just get it immediately, and you get along immediately. That's the kind of feeling that's going to happen with this. Like there's too much happiness between you two. There's too much connection between you two. There's too much future success between you two that's going to happen that you both know about, and you both can feel it intrinsically, that there's nothing that will kind of stop your guys' flight from happening smoothly, right? When you come to a fulfilling symbiotic partnership in life, it just flows. And it doesn't mean that you're not going to argue with each other once in a while or get into, disagreements, but it means that for the most part, you both have the same game plan, you both have the same end goal, and you both know where you're going together. And that is something that will keep you two from flying apart.